Yes.
What's happening with Dylan? He just can't get back to where he was earlier this year.
He just, he's not very crisp with his command. And, he'll make a couple of good pitches and just can't finish the at bat sometimes. A couple of flares hurt him, but we know what Dylan's capable of. He just hasn't been able to get there since it's been off and on since the leg injury. And he's just not able to carry into the game that consistency that we know Dylan has shown us.
Well, when you have a guy like that with that kind of talent who has this kind of run, the question becomes obvious. Do you feel he's healthy? I mean, do you feel
that's why I bring it up. If you see his work days and you see the things that he does between starts, physically, it'd be hard to paint that picture, and that'd be an easy excuse for, certainly you look at those things and you're very aware of it, especially when you have the history with him and know when he's good. And, it's an extended period that he hasn't pitched like we know Dylan can. So I know it's frustrating for him. You can see it. He'll make, he gets into a sequence where he's got the right pitch to throw and he can't get it where he needs to, and now the count gets where he has to give in somewhat. And, he hasn't carried that 3-pitch mix in a while.
How difficult was that 6th inning when you had to use 3 relievers?
Well, it's tough. It's just part of, you sign up for the good and the bad. I mean, that was, we got some guys trying to, pitch through some inexperience and paying a tough price sometimes, but the tough ones survive it. And I thought Carroll was better tonight. Evan couldn't stop the bleeding there, and it was a struggle for us from the pitching department all the way around, for the most part. Exception of a somewhat clean inning, but usually you think Dylan gets through the first inning, he's going to step on it and kind of get going there, but it just seemed to always be a pitch, especially the bottom part of the order, and you see the bottom part of the order doing some damage. Of course, just about everybody did. They were completely different hitting club than they were last night, which tells you we pitched a whole lot better last night with the personnel we had out there.
Going back to that 6th inning, I mean, how much of it is, when pitchers are struggling to find the zone, and then when a ball does come in that hitters can handle, they're going to do damage to?
Well, there's a reason why they say the best pitch in baseball is strike one. And a well-located fastball. Everybody's repertoire works off of that. I actually thought we had some good at-bats off a really good pitcher, Wheeler, and we were right on, very close to opening him up. We hit, I think there were 6 line drives tonight caught, so maybe 5, depending on how you define it. But regardless, if we could have held them there at that point, there's a lot of different looks you can throw at them, but now you're just trying to get through the game. We've done that quite a few nights.
With Dylan, when he's had a couple stretches kind of like this before, and the prescription with you guys has been rest, whether it's skipping a start, but he's also trying to build innings still. How do you balance him, finishing the season strong and healthy versus giving him the rest he needs to finish it well?
You kind of answered in a way that if you're talking about building innings, that means he's gotten a lot of rest. So. We even look at it today. Every day we update where every pitcher is, the guys we have here, guys that might be coming here, and where they are in their inning count, their innings pitched, times up, reps, everything. Because regardless of what our won-loss record is, the health of your people and your pitchers. So Dylan is. I don't want to say he's trying to play catch-up, but he's in a good spot. As far as innings and starts, so where you'd like to have him at the end of the year to be ready to go forward. But at some point, that becomes, you got to maybe look at it a little differently, because sometimes, he's missed some time this year. So, I don't know. We'll look at it again. We constantly do. And most importantly, get feedback from him, because he's very honest about it. It's almost like, at times he would rather have some issue physically. But when you don't, which at this point we don't think, you got to look at a lot of different reasons.
How do you balance getting these young guys experience, especially with Phillips and Tanner, but managing some of these mental and tough times that they go through? Like, you want to get them more experience, but they also can go through tough times. How do you just kind of balance those two things out?
Well, it's a challenge, but a lot of guys, if it doesn't break you, you learn from it and you get hardened to it. And when you've got somebody down here, you step on their neck and you keep, because you know how quickly it can turn the other way. We see the real good, with a guy like Tanner, and you see the struggles. And you're always wondering at what point are you getting a diminishing return or something. So you continue to look at that, and that only comes from having a day-to-day relationship with them and talking to them and see what they're feeling. And everybody talks about them being young and bulletproof, but at some point, you get beat down, and what are you really getting out of it sometimes? But I say it all the time, the best development a lot of time goes on in the off season when you step back and you think about, well, this is what I felt and did when I was good, and this is what I felt and did when things weren't going well. So as much as the confidence comes from getting people out, but also realistically looking at why I'm getting them out, as opposed to, I was fortunate, I was lucky to get 3 outs that time. There are reasons why people are consistently successful up here. Okay, thank you.